Well, hey, and welcome everybody. I'm so excited to be here. Today is Wednesday, June 19th, 2019, and this is your Wednesday Team Prosperity meeting. I'm so excited to be here with everybody. I hope everybody's having a fantastic year, week, month. Things are just really exploding. I'm really looking forward to the training that Mike is doing. There's lots of exciting things happening. What I want to do today is I want to go over a few announcements that you may have already received, but I wanted to make sure that everybody's aware. So let's go ahead and look at those to start with. Everybody knows that there's going to be all kinds of, anti-spam, consumer protection acts. Of course, we're all following it. We all know all about that, and of course, you're always practicing it. But if you want a refresher, you want to know more, you should have received this email. If you need me to forward it, I can. There's another really exciting part of this email. I don't know if you read closely, but it looks like points derived from securities are no longer going to be part of sales contests, which is pretty exciting because most of us don't do securities business. That's through FINRA. So this is all great stuff for us as we're building, life business, annuities business. Those points are going to be even more important for sales contests. So that's really exciting. The next thing that I want to talk about is this is another exciting development that WFG is going to be moving to a faster server, which is very exciting for the long run. But it looks like that server move is going to be happening over the weekend, not this weekend, but from Friday, June 28th, it looks like at 6 p.m. Eastern, all the way until Monday at 7 a.m. Eastern, there could be interruptions. It looks like it's going to be down for the server change. So if anybody needs to write any business during that time, I want to show you how to get in there. So if WFG is down for a server change and you need to access IGO to write business, you can go to premier.transamerica.com, and then on the login page, there's a link. It's going to look like this. So if you go to premier.transamerica.com, you have to register. If you have an IUL, you register as a client. If you don't, you register as a representative, because if you have a policy, you can track yours as well as your business. If you don't, you can just track your business. But once you have a username and password, you're going to sign in. It's going to take you to a page that looks like this. All you have to do is scroll down a little bit, and right here is IGO electronic appointments or apps, and then here's a big square for that as well. It'll take you right into IGO just like my WFG does, so don't worry, you can still write business during that weekend when the server is being moved. I got this email from Bill Mitchell, who's, the CEO of WealthWave and our upline, and I thought it was really powerful, so I wanted to share it with everybody. And I actually saw Dimitri posted something about focus this morning, which I thought was pretty cool. So anyways, you can just read through this. It says, hello, leaders. I was talking with Chris Felton today, and he said something that was very impactful and important to everyone. I asked him how things were going and what's been going on. He replied, I have no idea. I'm not looking at anything but my calendar. So he went on to say that he's about to cross over $1 million base shop. Because of his concentration on his calendar, his business is growing. The reason that struck me is because that's what I do too. I look at my calendar all the time. I want to make sure if it's full with the right things. I want to make sure it's full with the right things. Success and nothing less, Bill Mitchell. So I got this. I wanted to share it with everybody. I've held on to it for 12 days to share it with everybody because I thought that it was a powerful message. Keep your calendar packed. Keep it packed full of important stuff. Stay away from busy work. That's something that I can learn myself. So anyways, I'm super excited about Mike's training. He's going to talk about LinkedIn Helper and automation. It's going to be a game changer for us and our team. So I'm super excited for that. And you all might have gotten this email. Transamerica is always trying to recognize us. They're constantly sending little pins and thank you cards, and now they're doing this Red Shoe Club. They're always trying to recognize their, highest producers, that type of thing. So Just something cool I wanted to share with everybody. They're going to be recognizing the top 100 producers, top 5 most families protected, top 5 rising stars, top 5 super banks, top 10 SMD-based shops. So those are the periods. If you want to know more, again, I can forward you the email. If you're appointed with Transamerica, you're getting all their emails as well. And lastly, Green Carpet Day is happening. They're having the June one over this weekend. So you can't register yet. You have to wait until next week to register for the July one that we're all going to be at. And if you're planning to go when booking rooms, remember, most hotels have a AAA discount, but if you're staying at the Hyatt, right there in Johns Creek, they also have a WFG discount. So if that matters, if you want to know more, let me know. I always research this kind of stuff for the team to make sure that you're capturing every penny. So anyways, without further ado, I'm going to bring up Mike. I'm still incredibly excited to see what he's got for his training. So give me just 1 second to go ahead and grab him. Thanks so much.
All right, you guys, hope everybody's doing well. Remember, a number of weeks ago, not too many weeks ago, we talked about the summer. What happens to your business? What happens to both sides, the partner as well as the client side? A lot of people check out during this time. People start to go on vacations. They go to family reunions. They go to the beach, the lake. It's a great time of the year for a lot of people. What you want to realize is that this is going to be a slowdown period. You're going to have to power through the next 60 days. And the more activity you have during those 60 days, the better opportunity you will have for near-term results, but it also builds momentum to get you into those fall and winter months, which is the sweet spot for this business and this cycle in this industry. It's already showing up. We've got low attendance today on this meeting. A lot of people will catch it recorded. But nevertheless, just realize that everything you do during the summer, when somebody else is not working and you're working, you're getting the leg up on them. So let's go through some things, hopefully that will help you guys with your business. A couple of just quick announcements and things that I want to share with you guys. The Tier 1 ABC, if that Tier 1 ABC ends with additional information being sent out to the partner, what that means is that we approve them from our side. We're interested in working with them, but their interest level was good, but it wasn't high enough to bring them in. So we usually follow up with some additional material, VIP demo, compensation. The inviter has to follow up with that person. It's not the manager's job to follow up with that person. If you're not following up, you're leaving business and money on the table. So just realize if you originate a lead, and that lead happens to be a partner lead that goes through the interview process and we send more information, make sure you follow up with that person 24 to 48 hours out to make sure they receive the additional information. And then the next step is called a Tier 1 commit. And really, that's a really quick call. We've been through the process of leading up to the interview. We've gone through the interview process. We approved you. We sent them some additional information. What do you want to do from here? You're approved from our side. Where do you want to go from here? So remember, don't let things fall through the cracks. Those are dollars. Those are partners. Stay on top of your business. Also, you guys realize that one of the areas that we have to help our partners coming in so that we don't have to do it is the VF University. Partners need to complete an exchange and they need to participate in their own launch campaign. But what this allows them to do is get back into the back end, takes them through every tier, explaining the inner mechanics of each tier to help them both learn and build the business to create the nationwide digital agencies. This is very important. Because this is, somebody can go at this at 2 o'clock in the morning and watch these over and over and over again. It's one of the pieces that we have in the complete puzzle that helps your partners. If they're not going to be a consultant, well, they can concentrate on the 1, the 2, the 4, and the 6. If they do want to be a consultant, and that's what they need to concentrate on, the 3 and the 5 are in there. So everything's on the university. We've got a bunch of stuff in the YouTube library. If somebody wants to learn this business, they've got enough avenues to go out there and do it. Also, as you build your organization, you need to realize that in a virtual world, it's very, very easy to lose track. So what you want to do and what you want to establish is very good habits in the beginning. Team Tracker is very easy to use. There's a YouTube video, 7.5 minutes, explains how to use it. Build your team for success. This is what the team tracker looks like. It will give you at any point in the business cycle a bird's eye view of what's going on with your organization, who's working, who's not, where they are, what you need to do to help them progress forward. And the best advice that I can give to you guys is if you get a handle on things early when you have a small organization, it's a lot easier to take that small organization to a medium and a large size organization with the things that you've already got implemented. If you ignore this early on and you try to get on top of this as your business starts to explode, it's going to be a lot harder. Team Tracker is something I definitely encourage all you guys to use, understand, and then help your teammates understand and use as they come in. Like I said, it doesn't matter where you are, small, mid, large organization. If you start small and understand what you need to implement and do that on a regular basis, scaling the organization becomes a lot easier. Team Tracker helps you and helps us help you. So as entrepreneurs, guys, we're either going to be constantly growing and getting better, or we're dying. We're expanding or we're contracting. Remember that. Constant growth, ongoing training, learning, education, getting better and better daily, always being a student. These are things that are at the core of the entrepreneur profile. As a leader, you should be committed to your partner's growth and education. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to drag people who are unwilling to do what they need to do, but it does mean that you need to be there to do what you need to do as a leader, as a manager, to help with that growth as well as the education. If there's something you can help your partners get to their goals and grow their business, it's a core responsibility to push them towards success. I guarantee you, if you push somebody towards success and they obtain a level of success they're looking for, they're definitely not going to be upset or angry with you for pushing them in the right direction. How to get organized in terms of your daily work here at Virtual Financial. There's a lot of tools that we're going to be introducing that we have before, and we will continue to introduce on a weekly basis. One of the ones that we started using recently is LinkedIn Helper. And I think you guys that it's not a capital expenditure here. If you're going to pay by the month, it's $15 a month. If you want to flip for the whole year, $99 per year, which is $8 and change. So if you buy the whole year, you can pick up an automated LinkedIn assistant for $8 a month. It's a great deal. Guys, when this first came out, it didn't have too many features. I wasn't that interested in it. It's grown, it's evolved. It's going to be a key piece for you going forward to help you out with a lot of things, including time management. But also, you guys, realize that it takes care of some of our pipeline. We always use this triangle or this pyramid, building rapport, establishing trust and credibility, getting that information that exposes the problem, having you offer a solution that leads to an action point. We always talk about how do we get that trust, credibility, and build that rapport quickly. Well, that key factor right there can be used with LinkedIn Helper, because by the time that you get to fourth or fifth message, you've already automated the front end. By the time you're actually talking to the business, they've seen your profile come through, they've accepted your connection, they got a personal invite, they got a welcome message, all of these things to make it feel like they're familiar with you, they know you, they like you because you really haven't pitched anything to them. Then you can start using some of the other marketing we're going to get into, the funnel system, to start driving traffic towards the end of the funnel to scheduling strategy sessions or meetings with you. So I highly encourage you guys, we'll be helping you guys with LinkedIn Helper if you need it on an individual basis. The tutorials are not that great, so if you guys need any help with this, let us know. What's your business? It's important you guys understand financial literacy is a big mission statement for us. We're trying to spread financial literacy, trying to get people in a better position, understanding how money works. Digital disruption on the partner side. This is a great opportunity with this model to extract a lot of value, build a large scalable organization without a whole lot of fixed and variable costs. That gives you guys, as far as a cash flow opportunity, an amazing business. But really, when you look at this, you're in the business of contacting people, especially in the beginning, because by contacting people, you're going to feel more comfortable doing that. And you're going to start to get into conversations that lead into many different directions, possible partners, possible clients, possible referrals, possible vendors that you may need for your company as it gets bigger. Guys, I'm open to hear what everybody has to say. I don't shut people down. If I'm not interested, I will let them know. But ultimately, you have to realize that if you're out there on social platforms pitching, building, networking, so is everybody else. You're not the only person in this game, so realize the etiquette of at least, entertaining what somebody else has to say. And that leads us to two sides of the business. It's very important because I think we get confused when we come into this business and we think about, okay, I'm going to be a marketer, I'm going to be an inviter, later I'm going to go into a manager role, I'm not really interested in doing consulting, but we forget and we start building the business, we start recruiting, we start headhunting, we start looking for talent, but we forget the other side of the business. So there's two sides, there's the partner side and the client side. I want to go through some of this stuff right now to help you guys differentiate and help you guys understand what each means to your business. So first of all, you have the business partners, and that's obviously one of the biggest goals that we have is we have this infrastructure, we have the line of partnerships, we're trying to find people, talent, to bring them in under our community and help us build this out nationwide, take market share from the traditional model in an industry like this that's measured in trillions. That is a lot of money coming our way. So the business partner opportunity, that's wealth creation. That's the cash flow asset. That's what's going to give you an exit strategy that you can walk away from and have, depending on what your age is, money coming in for decades. It's an amazing opportunity for the right people who understand it and who are willing to work for it. So when you look at the business partners, we are changing lives of the partners, but we're also changing lives of the people they come in and influence. It is a great digital franchise ownership opportunity with 4 levels of income or streams of income and an assembly line to help them out and grow, where in the traditional model, you've got to do everything. That's why somebody getting newly licensed goes out, has a very, very high failure rate. They lack the skill sets, the language, the verbiage, the confidence to close sales. No longer do you have to do that. So the combination of the passive income with the assembly line, with the scalable opportunity, exponential reach, all of these things that we have as advantages, that's on the partner side. So you need to digest what we have as far as advantages and learn how to talk to people about those. You also need to understand who's going to make a good partner. And for you, might be somebody different from me. But ultimately, you want to know who you're looking for. What's their background? And as you hire more people, you're going to understand, okay, this person came from this background, they worked out well. This person came from this background, they didn't work out well. So you want to get the background of who you're looking for. You want to get some identifiers, some qualifiers, so to speak, Are they high achievers, determined, ability to lead, all of these things. So I want you guys to think about who would be the perfect partner and write down some things about them. That will change over time. If you're brand new, it'll evolve. But ultimately, it gets a lot easier to find the people when you actually know who to look for and where they are. Goals, challenges, demographics, how they spend their time, and interest. So I came up with this. I stick to this pretty well, and it helps me tell a lot of people no. Where before, when I first came in, it's the nature of the business. You get excited in the beginning just about somebody interested in what you have to say. That fades very quickly when you start bringing in the wrong people. So overall, you want to develop, the partner persona, who you're looking for. And then when that is developed, all of a sudden it becomes a lot easier, whether it's online, offline, to identify and find these people. So remember, we've looked at this, over the past weeks. Usually I bring it up with blocks about how the tracks affect this, but I want you guys to understand there's 4 streams of income. You've got personal income. So every time you help a client and write new business, you're going to earn a commission. As you reach certain preset levels, your commission percentage increases because we encourage our associates to reach out to everyone and not just high earners. There's no limits on how many people you can help. Remember, we do not prejudge on net income and net worth. So all of that quote-unquote middle class that's been kind of ignored by a lot of the financial services industry, we're there to pick up that volume in a big way. Now, outside of personal income, you have agency income. So as you grow and expand your agency business, you have the opportunity to mentor and coach newly licensed associates. As the licensed associates write new business, you earn a portion of the overall commissions, aka managerial overrides. Now, as you use that office to start to train, coach, mentor, help people to the point they can go out and do this on their own and they start their own digital franchise or office, you've got the expansion income. There are no territories to hold you and your business back. You're free to expand your business anywhere in North America, from the local team to teams you establish in other towns or even other states. Our platform supports your efforts and helps you support your organization. And then finally, bonus income. Qualified leaders earn a prorated share of an override of the entire field force. Your portion of the bonus can grow based on your organization's production. Company-wide bonus pools can multiply and compound your earning potential while rewarding leaders for the quantity and the quality of their business. So a lot of times when you're new and you're talking to somebody, they come up with questions. They say, well, how do you guys make money? And a lot of you guys stumble with that answer. Great question. You've got 4 streams of income here: personal income, agency income, expansion income, and bonus income. You can choose to make one or all 4 of those incomes. Very easy way. So you guys need to learn how to answer questions in a way that's clear, concise, that makes sense to the other side, answers it, but also allows you to remain and keep control of the conversation. Also remember, when you're out there, just reinforce that our platform, the WFG Transamerica platform that we piggyback off of, can hold our growth. There's not many IMOs, FMOs in the country that could do that. This is by far the largest. This is a great partnership to have. I mean, you need to understand the benefits, because a lot of times in other business models, you know, you've got those big builders, the people that are scaling organizations, they get up to the point where the back-end infrastructure just can't absorb the growth anymore, and it totally implodes. Or you have an IMO that's relatively small, they get a series of chargebacks and it shuts them down. All of a sudden, they can't keep up with payroll. This platform paid out $1 billion, expected to pay out $4 billion. I never, ever, ever worry about my direct deposit. It's a nice feeling. Also, guys, take a position of power. If you learn that most everybody out there has no idea what they're doing, it allows you to open up and start with questions that immediately put you in a position of power. So whether you're talking to an insurance agent, a real estate agent, a salesperson, a network marketer or builder, we want to find out a couple of things. Number one, do you know your cost of acquisition of a client or a partner? Most people are going to be, really dumbfounded by that question. That immediately gets you into a position of power where this person says, you know what, you need to listen to what this person has to say. Cost of acquisition of a partner or a client is the most important metric that anybody in a sales arena needs to understand. Secondly, we need to understand what each client or partner is really worth to your business or your practice. Most people have no idea. And then finally, the third metric that we talk about is return on investment. No matter if you're buying leads or you're running marketing campaigns, what did you spend? And overall, what did that return? Is it worth going forward and duplicating that process? I will tell you guys, especially in the insurance industry, a lot of people just spinning their wheels. They have no idea about these metrics. They have no idea. They're just checking their bank account. As long as they can pay their car payment, their mortgage, they just continue to do what they do, hamster on the wheel. If you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. And if you don't know your business, it's going to be impossible for you to grow your business and teach other people how to do the same thing. Remember, all of these things that we put into place is a double advantage for us. The system monetizes the efforts of others, which is both a direct cost savings to us as builders and a direct revenue producing component of the system. I have not ever written a check or come out of pocket for appointment setters, recruiters. It's monetized in the system. Those people make great money. And if you're a lead generator, getting a piece of the business as well as getting a piece of the overall business build out, it's a lot better than just selling leads and getting a one-time, revenue cycle out of that. So remember, cost savings, revenue production combined together, it's a double advantage for you. Also, you guys, continue to educate yourself on the advantages. It's not something that, you come in and we've got a subset of 3 things that we just constantly hit over people's head. Now, you don't want to shut people down with too much information, but for yourself, more confident you get about this business opportunity and what you have to offer partners and clients, the better. There's a let me get this straight overview on the YouTube channel, income calculator, intro and overview, and Doug Jones compensation and business opportunity video. All of these things, keep watching it, keep digesting it. Pretty soon you'll have a tool belt full of tools that you just pull out at every single conversation. You command the conversation, you're confident, you're giving the people the answers they need and leading them to where you want to go. The 5-year plan. And as a business partner, which we're still talking about, if somebody cannot give us 5 years, it's okay, guys, to tell people no. Because if somebody's not willing to give 5 years, most likely a few months in, they're going to start to drift. If somebody says, yeah, you know what, I'm 50 years of age now, I can definitely give you guys 5 to 7 years. I want this to work. This is my retirement answer. That's who we're looking for. When I say, can you give this business opportunity 5 years? They say, well, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I just don't know how much money I'm going to be making. That's a no, guys. We need a commitment. If you're investing time, energy, resources into somebody along with us, it's got to make a return for you. It's got to make a return for us. And more importantly, it's got to make a return for the other person. If it's not going to be a mutually beneficial relationship, it's okay. A number on the board is meaningless. Yeah, you get, another notch in the belt, so to speak. If you're working towards SVP on the partners, it's one of your 25. But ultimately, bringing in nobody is better than bringing in a nobody. And I hope you guys understand that. It's definitely quality over quantity. When you welcome somebody aboard, it should be a area of the conversation where everything has been talked about, the interview process, and both sides know the expectations of each side, what we're going to offer them and what we need them to bring to the table, so to speak. We just talked about this, quality over quantity. And if you get in your mindset, I need a handful, 5 to 7 core group that can really help me make this move, you'll get the numbers after that. If you come in with a mindset that you're just going to hire a bunch of people, throw them against the wall and see what sticks, it's going to be a long, tedious process, going to make you tired, us tired, and your bank account very, very, very tired. Remember, as a recruiter, if you identify talent, it's okay to follow up with talent over a period of time. It's not okay to follow up with people just to say I'm following up with people. If someone's not a good fit, sometimes I'll make that decision on the way that they have their answer machine. It's not a professional voicemail. They're not really serious about life, especially if they're responding back to an ad or it's a resume or anything like that. It's going to tell you a lot just the way they conduct their business, their life, so to speak. But if somebody is a talented person, be aggressive in identifying, attracting, and hiring the best candidate. So if you've got somebody, it's not a good time for them right now, it's okay. It's worth following up if you're interested later on down the road. Build that pipeline that will come in and trickle in at a later date. The part-time entrepreneur, still talking about the business partners, this is a very important part of what we do. We champion the cause of part-timers, which is one of the things this industry does not do. They want a full-time commitment. But they have to know a full 40-hour W-2 job plus a business is going to be a sacrifice for a period of time. Are they prepared to make a sacrifice in order to build a business where a job is no longer needed? So we have the goal. The goal is entrepreneurship, freedom that comes with that, but there's going to be an unbalanced period of time where they're working and doing the business. If they're not willing to sacrifice some of their free time on the front end to bridge this, the sacrifice is ultimately going to be the business opportunity in the end. Things to keep in mind, guys. This is just more language and verbiage. Hire, train, and support in all 50 states. Doing business in all 50 states is not disruption. All of us can set up call centers tomorrow and handle that. Our disruption is the ability to build across, all 50 states, Canada. And then, no driving around. Guys, we just saw a Facebook message yesterday. One of mine and Alana's friends was killed in a car accident a few days ago. Last conversation we had with him was on Facebook in December when he was getting engaged. Engaged in December, dead in June. So for his fiance, who was preparing a life with him, is there really much that we can do? No. Time's going to heal that. She's going to have to pick up the pieces and move on. Would $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 plus help? Yeah, it's going to help her life going forward if she doesn't have to worry about money for a period of time, get some things in place. Ultimately, that's what we do. Did we ever have the conversation with him? No, we didn't. That's our fault, guys. We're licensed professionals. We know what's best. People are not going to make moves on their own. You got to be aggressive in the marketplace. You've got to frame your conversations to help people understand why they should do that. The end product, the end business, that's a means to get people where they want to go. So if you frame your conversation and realize that's on the backdrop and on the forefront is the goals they want, the things they want to avoid, marketing becomes a lot easier. Multiple roles, looking for top talent, spreading financial education. You get to build an incredible business, pays you extremely well, but the ripple effect you have on people is going to be very, very positive on both sides of the business. And when you are talking to people, I don't expect you guys to do this in the beginning. I just guys want you to learn simple stuff. But as you become a manager, as you do those interview processes, yes, we have the Tier 1 ABC script, but ultimately you want to talk to people. And by talking to people and asking people questions, you're going to get the same information that you would if you're overpowering. And when you ask people questions, it shows interest in them, allows them to speak, and ultimately you're going to get the information you're looking for. So, where do you see yourself fitting in? What do you want out of this? Are you currently working from home? Have you been self-employed? What kind of income are you accustomed to? What kind of income are you looking to generate over the next 12 months? If you had a magic wand, what does your dream lifestyle look like? Do you consider yourself as someone who sets goals and works towards attaining them? Do you have money set aside? If somebody's not working right now, they're going to go into a business, they need to have money. If they're worried about, today's, the middle of June, they're worried about paying the July house payment or rent, and this is their sole, source of income, it's going to be a struggle. You don't want the overall grind of building this business to coincide with financial pressures. That's a double-edged sword. It's going to be really, really hard because people get locked into, I need money, and they go back to that employee, producer mindset. Do they have the time to dedicate? Do they understand the environment that we're in? Do they understand distribution over production? Do they want a higher contract level? They want to make more money through building. How serious are they? Do they have a positive attitude? Are they coachable? We don't take everybody. We've got to see it's the right fit. So all of these things give you control of the conversation, show interest in the other side, and allow you to get the information that you're looking for. Now, the other side of the business, the client side, and like I said, don't neglect this. If you're a marketer coming in or as you're working with your inviters and marketers, understand client business is open for lead generation as well. And that client business, whereas the partner is established long-term wealth, clients can establish some immediate income, which if you can get your partners making immediate income, reinforces, hey, I made a good decision. I'm making money. I saw something come through the bank account. This is a real opportunity. This is the real deal. So clients, you don't have to close them, but you do need to know how to open conversations. And that goes back to what we're talking about. Frame the conversation around why people should do what you are asking them to do. Buyer persona. Just like we had a partner persona, who's the buyer persona? Who needs the products that you're offering? Well, for living benefits, that's really in the beginning all we want you guys to concentrate on. Who needs living benefits? Pretty much anybody that can qualify, because it takes life insurance from a death-only payout that the person is long gone, they have no idea what happens, to something that can actually help them. So if somebody has heart attack, stroke, cancer, disability, it bridges the capital that can secure that standard of living. What problem does your product or service solve for your target audience? When you become a problem solver, the back end business opportunity, product side is just the action that was led by the solution. So understand, frame your conversations, get used to talking to people, not so much about the product itself, but about what the product can do for the people. And living benefits really is where you want to start. Become a living benefits expert, and there's a very short videos where you can start to understand a little bit more about the products, gain some language and verbiage, feel more confident talking about what this can do, not in terms of the actual mechanics or the technicalities of the product, but once again, overall, what can it do to help your person that you're speaking to? Like I said, become a living benefits expert. It's not a hard product to understand, and you will see income from that. Get better at what you do, and your bank account will get bigger from that. Now, if you're talking to people, if you guys are thinking about consulting, talking to people about insurance, and you get to the point where you need some information, it's just very basic information. If somebody doesn't go through a full F&A, are they married? If so, does the spouse work? Do they have kids? How many of their ages? Do they rent or own? If they own, what's owed on the mortgage? Do you and the spouse have life insurance? If so, how much? What kind of coverage? And if you're unable to work for a period of time, how much money do you need on a monthly basis to keep the lifestyle you have right now, zero disruption? What's the main reason that we're trying to get life insurance or looking for it? Now, this will be when you get down further into the conversation after you've already, led with framing the conversation, the problem, solution, etc. And then, you can get into retirement if you need to, but don't put too much on the table to make people shy away from the entire process, because once they're in, We want to build long-term relationships with them, and we can go back and revisit some of these things. And don't forget about the pricing power that we have. If you were to go out at any age, 30, 40, 50, 60, and put together critical, cancer, disability, LTC, and a life policy versus getting a living benefits policy all under one product, that's one debit, it's one policy, and it's a fraction of the cost versus a lot of policies, a huge monthly obligation and a very confusing experience in terms of trying to juggle all these policies and understand what does what and what it doesn't do. And far too many times, guys, people have supplemental policies and something happens and they realize in the fine print when they go make a claim that really doesn't cover much at all. So not only does the product on the benefit side really help out, but the cost-effective nature of how we streamline financial planning with the protection side of the business puts you in a win-win-win all the way around. The incredible benefits of learning new things. The more you learn, the more you earn, whether it's about products, whether it's about digital marketing, whether it's about social media, whether it's about being a better recruiter, headhunter, manager. The more time that you invest into yourself and learn new things, the more your bank account's going to reward you over a period of time. Invest in yourself. If you start thinking about ways to make money, thinking about ways to expand your business, thinking about ways to get better at what you do, the natural law of attraction, whether it's the good or the bad things that you're constantly thinking about, it's going to come to fruition. So start thinking about constantly, how do I get myself into a better position as a business builder, manager, consultant, whatever it is that you're doing, and continue to learn. Because I guarantee you guys, if you put some effort into this, learn digital marketing, learn social media, get better at your craft, most people out there are still doing the same thing, and you will be leaps and bounds ahead of them. And those barriers of entry that the company gives us in terms of outsiders looking in, the partnerships, the infrastructure, coupled with what you can do on an individual basis, you're going to get a nice lead out there. You're going to have a nice area where disruption, innovation, and continuous improvement, self-improvement on your side, makes a nice recipe for a successful cocktail. We talked about this in the past before. I'm not going to read this thing. Basically, life insurance sales are going down. They're not keeping up with the population of what they consider the life insurance age buying. When people start to buy houses, they start to have kids, get married. Why is that? Well, in my opinion, the distribution channel of the insurance industry is terrible. People don't want financial services. They don't want insurance products delivered like the traditional model has been delivering for decades. Times have changed. People want a new way of doing business. We're on the forefront of that. You have a huge opportunity, guys, here. Understand this is a very stale, stagnant, old industry that's flush with cash that we are, inserting our innovative, disruptive model onto that's going to give you a lot of value-based proposition for yourself, your partners, and your clients. Also realize that the same people that say the same things are always proved wrong. So neither Redbox nor Netflix are even on the radar screen in terms of competition. That was Jim Keyes, the CEO of Blockbuster in 2008. That was right there. Look what happened. CEO of the company blindsided. Now on the other side here, you've got the replacement of horses by tractors on U.S. farms from 1910 to 1960. We graph the same spot right here. You can see it doesn't matter whether you're replacing horses with tractors or replacing content with the delivery of digital content. It's all the same thing. It's disruption. It's innovation. There's winners. There's losers. You want to place yourself on the winning side. And once again, in an industry this big, there's a lot of market share and a lot of money that can be transferred over to your side. Digital marketing organization. We can't have a DMO and continue to do things the old way. You have to get better at what you do. Get more education. Get more attempts in terms of what you do. In the beginning, I think that your main area of expertise or main area of concentration for this business should be to fail. You go out there, try things, fail, figure out what's working, what doesn't work, because that's going to help you, and it's going to develop a pathway where you can explain to people coming in, hey, I did this. Doesn't work. What I would suggest you doing is this. Quicker starts you can get your partners off to, better generational opportunity this becomes, and the quicker you get to that end point, the exit strategy with national franchises set up. Remember, great companies, they grow. They do that by hiring, investing, and advertising. So in the beginning, you might not have any money to put into your business. But over time, as you make money, you need to do two things. You need to pay yourself for your efforts. You need to reinvest some of that back into your business. Build your brand. Remember, Virtual Financial is a company. Virtual Lifestyle, there's a lot of things that we talk about. But overall, people are going to buy into you first. Build your brand. Do so in a way that people want to be around you. And that's very important because a lot of people out there are doing the same old thing and using these social medias as a push channel. That's very, to the other side, it's off-putting. If you do that too much, it's going to get watered down to the point that people totally ignore you. As your social content approach your social content strategically to see the most success. And we just talked about this. You know, when you have limited resources, you've got to be even more strategic. 82% of all consumer IP traffic will be video by the year 2021. You know, we're, less than 24 months away from this. So understand where the internet's going and ride that wave. Don't be the person that tries to catch up. Be the person who got on top of that surfboard and rode that wave in. More video stuff that you can produce. And once again, guys, whether it's stuff that you're creating or stuff that you're duplicating, it takes time. And, it takes time to trim a video that you found to make it perfect, to fit into the time length you're looking for. It's tough to go Facebook Live and have nobody look at you in the beginning. I've told you this before. I saw a Grant Cardone video, and he's talking about this. You can't have 1,000 viewers without having 10 viewers. You can't have 10 viewers without having 1 viewer. So expect in the very beginning to get little to no results of what you're doing. Over time, it's going to build. You're going to get better, and the audience will get more captivated because of what you're doing. We just talked about this. If you're using social media only as a push channel, message is going to get watered down to the point that eventually people just start to ignore you totally. When you're online, you have to manufacture the intent. So talk about problems and solutions, not the product, the service, or the business. And what that allows you to do is get good at telling stories with information and education. We're still in the infancy of this business. Social media is also still in its infancy. It continues to grow every day. Educate yourself and apply that education to practical application. Expect it to be a process, not an overnight deal. If people are expecting overnight success, and really in anything, there's nothing that you can find overnight success in. It's always going to take work. Whether it's a sport, hobby, business, it's going to take a while to become good at something. Who am I looking for? Where will I find them? What's my message to them? This is the 3 steps of what you really need to do on the client or the partner side. The reason that we start in your warm market is because I want you guys to develop a persona of who you're looking for. Once you're able to do that, it's easy to take that and go back out into the marketplace on the digital side, social media side, and apply the knowledge that you learn into a new area. And we could all, everybody on our team could put our heads together. We are not as smart as the Facebook algorithm. We're not as smart as the LinkedIn algorithm. Facebook algorithm is absorbing billions of bits of information every second. So naturally, you want to use that to your advantage. Understand your generations. Remember, we talked about this. Baby boomers, Gen X, and millennials. They all have different ways that they were brought up, which gives them a different view of the world. And all of them are at different points in the life cycle worried about different things. You can't have blanketed marketing or advertising that you think is going to speak to people across the spectrum. Targeted marketing, speaking to people as they are with a message that resonates to their side will get more people from that other side to raise their hand and say, yes, I want to talk to you. So we've got, in the Wealth Wave, as far as on the YouTube channel, you've got baby boomers, Gen X, and millennial videos. You can find out a little bit more about each. If you're a baby boomer, you want to know about X or millennials, you can do that, vice versa. The more you learn about people, the more you can apply that knowledge and speak to them in a way that's going to resonate and, like I said, have them raise their hand and say, yeah, I want to talk to you about this. Do you have the desire to dominate the market? I do, and that's what I'm looking for partners. Now, of course, we bring in part-timers, we do a lot of things, but overall, your core group, they should have the desire to dominate the market. What's it going to take to get the results? Do that. If you're doing the same thing and it's not getting results, and you continue to do that, definition of insanity. So rewind, figure out what's going on, take an alternate route. Have activity, have accountability. If you know what you're doing, you know your numbers, it becomes a lot easier to fix problems and then scale your organization. Refuse to give in or give up. That's, the grit, the sweat equity, the perseverance that we talk about. If your partner has a history of giving up when anything happened in their life that was even remotely difficult, this is not going to be an easy process. This is not a hard business, but it's not an easy business. You don't just sign up and start getting direct deposits. You're going to have to put the human infrastructure in place to go along with the digital infrastructure and the partnerships that we have. Really, when you look at your business, it's going to be a survival period. That's pretty much the toughest period for a lot of people. And a lot of people fall out during that survival period because they can't look around the corner to see things develop. Coming out of that survival period, you're going to have a turning point. Get kind of excited. Okay, I start to see how this thing is working. You're going to have a growth period. Then, without a doubt, you're going to have some type of a setback. Could be a slight, could be a big setback. You get through that. You have an extreme growth period. You have organizational development. You never look back, and then eventually, a number of years down the road, you've got an exit. You worked hard for that, and a lot of people will come back and say, so-and-so, there was the right place at the right time. They got lucky. They don't see the blood, sweat, and the tears that went into this over X period of time to set you up to have the lifestyle that you want, you desired, and you worked really hard for. This is my vision board. I really want you guys to understand that the vision board, when you make it, is a reminder of why you're doing this. And once again, we always frame the conversations for the outside world. You also have to frame what you do for yourself as well. Why am I doing what I'm doing every day? And you're going to see this right in the middle. Lonnie just gave you guys some great news. Security business is no longer counted in the bonus pools. They're really rolling out the red carpet for a business model like ours. We will eventually take over this entire platform. They understand that. I think they see that, and they're making way for us. But that right in the middle, what I was showing you guys, to become executive vice chairman, which used to take a securities license, now it doesn't. You need 9 direct base shops and $2.25 million in base net points. Well, if you're looking at 2.25 million rolling 12, and you've got 9 direct base shops out there, that's 250 base shop per year divided by 12. That's an average of about 21,000 per base shop, depending on how many policies and what the premium was. You can figure out at 250 a policy, it's 7 policies per base shop. 125, it's 14. So you can figure that out. These are not pie in the sky numbers. To develop 9 offices that do this is very, very achievable with this model. And we talked about this before. I'm motivated by money. People can say whatever they want about that, but ultimately money to me is a scorecard. It tells me if I'm doing well in life or if I'm not doing well in life. So one of the ways that you can look at this, let's not go for the executive vice chairman. Let's just talk about running one office on your own. And let's talk about bringing in 3 business partners and $25,000 in total production. It's probably going to be about a $1,500 bonus. If you've got 3 recruits and $50,000 in total net points, about a $3,000 bonus. Now, obviously, these are not concrete direct numbers. It's going to be variable on how many people qualified and what was the total base pool. But let's just take it, and let's say that you were developing an office that created a $3,000 a month bonus for you. Well, if that was the case, then on a $3,000 a month bonus, you're also going to be eligible and qualify for level 1 of the quarterly bonuses. That's $8,000. So if you look at this, if you're running one base shop, making a $3,000 a month bonus, that's $36,000 per year in the monthly bonus pool. But that also qualifies you for $32,000 in quarterly bonus money. That's $68,000 a year just in bonus money as a senior vice president running one office. The bonus structure here shows an average of about $138 a day in total base shop premium written. Not pie in the sky numbers, very achievable, but at the same time, that number, $68,000, would eclipse the total average median household income for the U.S. in 2018, which is around $62,000. Put the pieces into place, be diligent, know what you're doing, have activity, be accountable, develop good entrepreneurial and leadership qualities, and this platform will richly, richly reward you. What is your virtual financial investment? This is very important for you guys because I think a lot of us come in and we just say, oh, I'm going to work at this without really knowing what it's worth to us and what we're putting in. So if you're valuing your time at $25, $50, $75, $100 an hour, and you're putting 15 hours a week in, then you need to calculate that and say, this is what I want to start hitting as a first goal. I want to pay myself what I think I'm worth for the hours, and then we'll expand outside of that. Your goals have to start in a way that's reachable. Yes, you want big goals, but you also have to reach some mini stepping stones on the way, and that starts with just evaluating your time, evaluating the hours you're putting into this business, and figuring out what you need for the hours you're investing as a direct investment. And finally, I'm going to leave you guys with this. If you feel like you're drowning, you feel like that things are swallowing you up and you have no idea what's going on, if you need help, we can help you. However, if you're feeling like you're drowning and being swallowed up because you're just not doing anything, that's the first question I'm going to have for you. What are you doing? And let's kind of take a look at what that activity is, what results that's getting, and let's kind of start to develop a game plan that's going to get you the results you're looking for. If you're having zero activity, that's step one. Without any activity, can't help you decipher what's going on with what's wrong or what's right in your business activity. So once again, if you're working towards your business, we want to work with you and help you, achieve the goals that you set for yourself, your family, your partners. Also, I'll leave you guys with this. We're in desperate need of consultants. If you want to be a consultant, please raise your hand. Now, being a consultant doesn't mean just raise your hand and we start assigning you business. You have to understand, the F&A software. You have to understand, a little bit about the products that we can help you. Really, guys, a lot of our business is the LB, IUL, term and living benefits. So if you learn those two products, as other stuff comes up, you have senior consultants, you have people that can step in to help you close sales. If you feel like you need help, you don't understand, what you need to do for a specific client because it's very detailed, we can help you out with that. But overall, if you learn the F&A software, you learn how to talk to clients, you learn how to recommend things in a way that makes sense for them, once again, solutions-based, and learn our best-selling products, you can definitely be a consultant here. And once again, if you want to be a consultant, please reach out to us and let us know so we can start helping you getting into a position where we can help you out. And let's see what time it is. We've got just a few minutes. I did want to take you guys over really quick. Let me pull up LinkedIn. There are tons of things you can do with this LinkedIn Helper. It is an awesome tool. I started using it, but essentially what you're going to do, and I'm going to release a YouTube video, is once you've got it downloaded, it's going to pull up. And right in the middle here, these three bars, you can start doing whatever you want to do. Things that you do, collect, select, and invite second and third contacts. Recently added connections you can send an auto message to. You can start drip campaigns on first connection. So ultimately what we want to try to do with this is get you guys in a position where a lot of this is automated, and by the time you're actually reaching out to them, they've got 3-4 messages that's, inviting them to, or asking to join the professional network, thanking them for accepting the invitation, maybe a couple value-based propositions, article, report, and then you hit them with the business, the product, whatever it is that you want to start opening the conversation with. It's going to help because a lot of the feedback I've gotten from you guys is on that initial message doesn't have the same type of response that it used to a couple years ago. As things change, we will change and we'll help you. So within the next probably 48, 72 hours, I'll be releasing a YouTube video on LinkedIn Helper. If you guys need any help with the actual process of using it, the tutorials are kind of difficult to understand, let us know. We'll be glad to set up a screen share and handle that for you guys. So really, that's the main advice I would give you guys for this week. If you're using LinkedIn, which most everybody in this organization on our team is, this will greatly help you time management, build the rapport, the trust and credibility that we're looking for on an automated nature. So that's all we've got for today. I'm going to open the line up for any questions you guys may have. If you need help on a private basis, let us know.
Hey, good morning. Can you hear me out there?
All right. Thank you so much, Mike. Another tremendous training. Really, really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording and then we'll open up the floor. So thanks, everybody.
Hey, listen.